Hello and welcome to InThisCornerTV.com, sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza Tecate. I'm Smitty. We're in Canastota, New York, home of the International Boxing Hall of Fame, here to cover the 22nd annual weekend enshrinement ceremony, where the greats in boxing will be enshrined. Hello, boxing fans. Welcome to InThisCornerTV.com, sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza Tecate. Smitty in Canastota, New York, day 2 of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Today featured the opening ceremonies, and we spoke to 2 inductees, referee Joe Cortez, 140-pound legend Tszyu, and another legend, Ruben Olivares. You're in a heck of a class, and you in some ways have relationships, I would imagine, even with Stallone in some way, but certainly with Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Tszyu, and Nacho Beristain. Tell us about this class that's going on in with you here in 2011.
It's a great class. I'm honored to be with such a great class because these are really legends in boxing. And Sylvester Stallone, with his Rocky movies, I was a referee in his last movie, the Rocky Balboa movie, and yeah, I was involved with Induction Weekend with some of his fighters that I refereed the corners with his fighters. Tszyu, I refereed several of his fights, World Championship fights. Mike Tyson, I refereed 9 of his fights, and Julio Cesar Chavez, about 6 of his fights. So every one of the inductees, I had a part in their life.
Kostya, what does it mean to you to be inducted into this year's International Boxing Hall of Fame?
When I started my career as a young kid, in my wildest dreams, I never expected to be here. I never actually knew about this. But eventually, when you're starting being recognizable all around the world, when you know that when you jump in the ring, you change some people's lives, it gives you excitement. And then all the belts I won, all the titles I had, all the money I received during my career, it's nothing compared to the love, honest love from the people all around the world, even the places where boxing is not popular. And I give you some huge boost that anything you did in the past is worth it. It's difficult, hard, but it's worth it. And being an example now for my kids, for other kids, I so enjoy. I'm just so happy that my young life, I'm still 42, is done with a purpose.
Let's talk about a career that spanned over 20 years. When you think back to your great career, what are your fondest memories of boxing?
Haber ganado un campeonato de guantes de oro, un campeonato de Norteamérica, 4 campeonatos del mundo.
My fondest memories in boxing is that I won the Golden Gloves title, the North American title, and also 4 World Championships.
Ser miembro del Salón de la Fama de Los Ángeles, California.
Then later I became a member of the World Boxing Hall of Fame in Los Angeles, California.
Y luego ser miembro del Salón de la Fama aquí en Canastota.
And later became a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame here in Canastota, New York.
You're also one of the favorites. Before there was Carlos Palomino and Oscar De La Hoya, a favorite of California, of Inglewood, and of the Auditorium was Ruben Olivares.
Sí, gracias. Muchas gracias. Porque cuando peleaba yo, subía a dar lo mejor de mí para el público, para el mundo.
Thank you very much. Because every time I went into the ring, I did the best for my public, for the fans, and everyone there.
When I think about your career, I think of Bobby Chacon and Tszyu Castillo and Danny Lopez. And something that we don't have anymore, it's called, and something you excelled in, it's called 15-round fights.
Eran peleas muy duras, fuertes, con esos peleadores como los que acaba de nombrar.
Those were tough fights, very, very excruciating, tough fights.
Entonces me preparaba, entrenaba yo 16 rounds.
I would prepare like if it was a 16-round fight.
Para poder pelear 15.
To fight 15, easier.
Había ocasiones en que no llegaba yo a los 15 rounds, 8, 10, 12, 13.
There were many times when the fight didn't go 15, it went 8, 13 or less.
Pero también llegué a pelear 15 rounds.
But also I fought 15-round fights many times.
Con Tszyu Castillo.
With Tszyu Castillo.
2 de 15 y 1 de 14 rounds.
With Tszyu Castillo, we fought 3 times, 2 times at 15 rounds and 1 at 14-rounder.
Peleas muy duras con esos peleadores.
What tough fights they were. Tough fight.
Preciosos.
Beautiful fights.
Tonight, we're having a Tecate together.
Con mucho gusto.
With much
Claro
pleasure.
que sí.
With much pleasure.
Cerveza con carácter.
Con carácter.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Well, we're off to a great start. The weekend induction ceremonies here in Canastota at the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Be sure and stay tuned to InThisCornerTV.com for more reports, more interviews, and more happening at the 2011 International Boxing Hall of Fame. It's time for Smitty to go have a Tecate.